How's it going, Sha?
It's not too bad. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I went to get my car fixed, and like I was happily surprised at how little advantage they took of me, and it warmed my
Wait,
heart. Like
of how what?
how little advantage they took of me.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, that's
uh,
nice.
yeah, because I got my local mechanic dude on my block, and I know he charges a lot, but the convenience of I never got to leave my block is fantastic.
Hmm.
Um, so much so that like I don't even have to like leave my garage. Like I could just be like, "Yo, you check the car," and I just leave him the keys to the gate, and he just comes in and checks it. And when I see him the next time driving down the block, I just ask him, "Yo, how much I owe you?" It's beautiful,
That's
but
great.
yeah, it's dope. But he's with my particular car, he's told me he's like, hey, like Nissan's moving more and more kind of like Tesla, where like so much of the things that like the to fix it are computer centric that like I can't always fix it. You have to go to the dealer. And that's
Hmm.
what, like with the recent issues I had were dealer centric because they were all computer things. And I needed to get them fixed because my New York inspection was running out.
Right.
So I go there to get it fixed, and they tell me, "Hey, we'll order the part. It's going to cost like about 200 to get this thing fixed. But you got all these other things that you should probably get fixed." And they recommended about $5,000 worth of repairs.
Oh God.
Like, I need $100 worth of shit done, and that's all I'm getting done.
Hmm.
So then I leave after they do the first thing, and I go back to my local mechanic. I was like, "Yo, am I going to pass the inspection?" And he does the thing. He plugs it into his old computer, and he's like, "Nah, but you're gonna fail for these two things, and I can't fix those. You got to go back to the shop." So I go back to the Nissan shop, and I tell them, "Hey, listen, I just need to pass the inspection.
Hmm.
So I know you got things you recommend. I appreciate you recommending them, but I can't do the recommendation. I need you to do whatever you need to do to pass the test. That's all I got.
Hmm.
That's all I could do." And he's like, all right, cool. And he called me 3 hours later. My total bill was like $200. And I was blown away because I was like, I was already like, I asked my mom to pick me up, and I had already told her, I was like, yo, money might be tight. I might not be going to my cousin's wedding. I'm
Hmm.
expecting a $4,000 car bill right now. You know,
Right.
I know
Right.
they got every right to tell me your car ain't gonna pass the inspection unless you do these repairs. I don't know what car
Right.
lingo means. Every every word they said this needs to get fixed ends with like OR or ER or and like none, all of that's the same jargon to me. You know, like I don't know what carburetors and motors and all of that shit is the same word to me.
Okay.
You know, but there was a list of them. They said all these need to get fixed. It was 3,800 before like out like man hours.
Hmm.
And now I told them I got no choice but to come to you for this New York inspection. Fix what you got to fix. And then I get a call back, and they're like, "Yup, pass inspection." And I was like, "My car?" And they were like, "Yup, your car." And I was like, "What? Okay." Uh, I was like, "So how much is it?" And they're like, $210. And I was like, "Word?" And she's like, "Yup." And like I remember like I hung up on her fast because I didn't want her to change her mind. Like I
Right.
wanted her
Right.
to be on the hook for the
Hmm.
210. And like I know she knows that like, yeah, I could have like suckered this dude. But I appreciated that they did right by me and didn't like abuse me because I definitely have no idea about what needed to get fixed.
Hmm.
By the same token, though, I am mad because like, why even recommend the other shit? Like, what does the other stuff do? Like, when I bring my car to the shop, I want you to keep the car running. So you found $4,000 worth of suggestions? Like, what are they? But they're not needed for my car to pass the New York State inspection that says this car is safe to drive. So what are
Right.
the? You have $4,000 worth of things that like what are, do they make my life better? Like, I don't understand how there's that big of a difference
Yeah,
in
it's the creature comforts. It's so that it is Nissan factory level, not
yeah,
just drivable. Because you went to the Nissan spot, yes?
yeah,
I think when you go to um I don't want to say front yard mechanics because that is its own thing, but
oh yeah,
a mechanic who's not affiliated with a dealership, um they understand, okay, you're just trying to keep it running.
right,
But when you go like to the dealership, they're like, well, if you get this up to a particular standard and you're still not happy, well, we just happen to have a room full of other cars that you could buy over there. You could trade this in, but you want to get this at a tradable condition. So, you know what I mean? Like, it's
right.
always, I feel like, in service of getting, what do I have to do to get you in a new used car today? So I bet that's what it was. So once
Yo,
you were just like, no, I just need to get my sticker.
yeah.
I bet they probably switched out all the filters and changed all the like little things that keep things moving. They probably held up your muffler with a wet towel and stuck that in there. You can tell I know just a teeny bit about cars and how to get a fucking sticker. And then they said, okay, start it up. And then, all right, it passes. Here's your sticker. Let's do this right now.
Yo,
Pay me cash. And
straight
none of
up.
this happened.
Yo, I missed that era, yo. Like I used to buy my sticker. Straight, it was a whole thing.
What?
Straight up. Like for like my old car, my Camry, I got it. It was a 99 Camry. I got it in 2001.
Okay.
And by 2002, it couldn't pass an inspection. Like every year I had that car, I was never passing. And I took it to the mechanic. Mechanic said, your car in every way is good except for the computer. And if you go to Toyota, they'll fix the computer, but it's gonna run you like $8,000. But
Right.
like, it's up to you. He's like, your car is new enough now that that's worthwhile. And then he's like, but keep in mind, the longer you keep the car, the less that's worthwhile. So he's like, do it now. And I kept not doing it because I was a college kid. I'm like, I'm not freaking paying $8,000. My dad gave me this car so that I don't crash his car. That's the only reason I have the car, So the car was free till this point. It's gonna stay free, But now every year I had to do this hustle of like finding a mechanic shop that would sell me a sticker without passing the inspection, So like it's a weird interaction because like you gotta be like, yo, I know you never seen me before, but I promise I'm not the cops.
Right.
I got the inspection costs like $30. I'm gonna give you $100. I just need the sticker. Straight up. And it was like rates. It was like $50 for just the sticker and like $100 for the sticker, but to actually pass the test. And like I would get and like that one was dope because like they would call me when another Camry showed up.
Okay.
So that then like they'll do the test on that car and my car. And so like they did their test twice basically. Like they tested the other car, then they would test my car as that car, and now I got a sticker.
Oh, I see.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So now now I got a legitimate sticker that says my Camry meets all the requirements, even though I know my car definitely did not.
But it was just the computer ultimately that was keeping it.
The computer made it look real because it tested another car. As far as the computer and the state was concerned, I passed.
Got it.
So now I had a stick out there. I was driving. It was great. I'm assuming some people abused this hustle.
Yeah.
Some mechanic shops was out here selling stickers.
Sure.
Went too far. You got to keep that within, But
but if they keep it within, then you can't figure out where to go.
That's
to
fair.
Get that done.
That's fair.
It is very tricky to find the person who will, because I've driven nothing but janky cars.
Yeah.
I've had one kind of nice one.
Right.
And but for the most part, there was always something chronically wrong with every car. I've never owned a car where the year started with a 2 ever, ever. And I owned cars from like 90 I don't know, let's say like 96 till 2013.
Okay. Your next car will be a 2 car though.
I mean, maybe, but I but I may also, nothing's promised.
That's fair.
Yeah. I mean, and then even so, it'll probably be a 2000. So it's like, oh, well, that's a vintage car. You know what I mean? Like it's 20 something years. So, yeah. So I've definitely had cars where, it's like, okay, drive it around.
Yeah.
Drive it around the block.
It'll reset.
And then come back. Or, like that kind of thing. Come late in the day or come early in the morning or, I got to hold your muffler up with a wet towel and before are all kinds of hustles,
Yo, it's humbling, but I don't know. I appreciate the car. Like, I feel like it gave me good years because both this car and my previous car, I got them like my previous car got relatively new. This car I got brand new.
Mm-hmm.
And like, my instinct is like, all right, it's time to get a new car. But also like, nah, this is, you don't throw away family, like.
Right.
I've been with this joint for a minute. I feel good, and it gave me the best years of its life. I gotta give the car a good run, like give it back some of that time. It gave me 7 years, no headaches. I got to give it 7 years of headaches. Like 7 years where like it's not at its best. I'm gonna stay with it. I'm gonna ride. You gave me the championships. Now I got to deal with you at 48 in the back of the lineup.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. But you also do have to get to where you're going and not be bankrupt doing it. And at a certain point, I mean, computers do. That's the other thing is the cars stayed old so that it would be kind of simple for me. So I wouldn't have to pay like $200 just for them to look in the computer and see what the issue is.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, the only automatic shit I want on this is the steering, the transmission, and the windows. Otherwise, and honestly, I'll take a manual window.
Hell yeah.
I'll take power steering, automatic transmission. That's kind of all I need.
Real talk, I'm with you. Low key, like I would buy nothing but old cars if I could. Like I want like a 96 Acura. I want like a 85 BM. Like I want real like I want to look like Cameron and Paid in Full or like Makai Pfeiffer.
Boy.
You know what I mean? That is the car and the look I'm going for in general now. I'd be very happy with that.
I think my dream car is a Honda Civic.
Okay.
Not the hatchback. No, that's still round. I want them real square. So like maybe like a 91 Honda Civic or something like that.
Okay.
Well, they were very blocky.
I never remember the name of the car, but like I know it when I see. I definitely love the Denzel car in Training Day. I love that body type.
Car in Training Day.
It was ill to me in general. But there's a old car from like the 60s or 70s that like it's the size of like a normal car in terms of height, but there's only like seats for 2. So like it's kind of like the back of a truck, but it's low height. And like I only see it in the South or in the West.
Wait. But the back of it looks like a pickup truck, but it's just 2 seats? That's the El Camino.
Yeah.
I think so. That car. Let me see. El Camino car.
Yeah. You want the money.
Car, yes.
I love the look of that. I would def drive that today.
Okay. All right. Yeah, those had to grow on me. When I was a kid, I was like, pick a lane. Are you a car? Are you a truck? What are we doing? I was very upset at, how fluid it was. I like structure. But but then as I got older, I was like, no, I see the appeal. I see it.
Yeah, it's cute. It's not a New York car though. That's the issue.
No. In training day, he drove a '79 Chevy Monte Carlo.
It's beautiful. Love that car.
Yeah. So you an old man then is what you are. What you telling me is that you an old man.
Just with car aesthetic, yes, and sneakers.
Yes. Okay.
And I will say I went young people with glasses. I bought a whole bunch of new glasses. One, I bought a pair of glasses.
These were different frames.
Yeah. So these are most similar to my old frames because I needed some as non-gamble. But then I was like, yo, hold on, what would Shalewa do? And I just thought, Clay, I'm gonna show you. This is not gonna be. I'll cut this out of the audio version of the pod because it won't be.
Are you sure? Because I can just describe. I'll just describe. Okay. So for those who are listening, Gastor's normal frames were the very rectangular, kind of small but rectangular all the way across.
Right.
Just a very simple. I'm on the internet a lot. Male glasses frame in black, usually in black or gray or something like that. These new ones are they're rectangular, but they actually have a little bit of a slant over the nose part, like the bridge of the nose. So they actually are a little bit smaller on the outer corners and wider closer to the nose. So it's a little more rhombusy. It's
okay.
There's just a little more of a dynamic shape to it than just a straight across block of glass.
Low key, I was feeling iffy about these, so you just described them. I like all the words you're using.
No, this is good because it's very subtle. It's still like the same kind of like idea, but there's just a little more to it. It's a little more dynamic than what you had. And it actually frames your face. Like it looked good on your nose and frames your nose instead of just sitting on your face.
Okay. So these were the safer bet. I was like, these are kind of in the same range. Then, okay, I'm going to try number 2. I'm going to go in order of safest to least safest.
Okay.
I felt these were the second, these are I lost my comedy job and I decided to go back to corporate America. Okay. This is it. Boom. Right there.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Right,
so we have just the top of the framing is just on the top, a rimless at the bottom.
Right.
So that's what we've got going on here. So the rim is only on the top, but the bottom, like 2/3, I'd say 3/4 of it are rimless or clear.
Yeah.
So that's it's giving me a real Malcolm X kind of situation.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
See, I got these because I thought a
little bit like that.
I thought they highlighted the fact that I've been lotioning my face for the first time in my life.
Oh, wow. Good for you.
It was a 2 for 1. I wanted to, because I felt like if I go back to corporate, I got to shave.
Yes.
So I want to show.
True.
So I thought that was a good happy medium. Okay.
Yeah. And the shape is the rectangular shape from that he had before, but rimless on the bottom.
Yeah. Okay. Number 3. This is the first step a little bit different for me.
Okay. All right. Okay. This is very exciting, everyone.
Boom. Bang.
Wow. Okay. So we got little aviator joints.
Yeah. Hell yeah. This is not my normal look. Out here.
It's a dark frame, but they're aviator. They're much smaller in the middle than aviators normally are. So they're not oversized aviators.
Right.
But it's very hip. It's very hip what the kids are wearing, hip kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So from here forward.
I like these a lot on you.
Thank you. I thought from here forward, I can only wear them when I cut my hair because then you see too many grays, and it doesn't match. Because then I look like I'm trying,
Right. Yeah.
So I thought this was a good look.
Okay.
Now, I'm torn. Okay, I'm gonna go here.
Okay. At some point, he's going to pull up some Elton John joints. Whoop! And here they are.
Here we are,
white
baby.
Frames.
Match my hat though. Here we go.
White frames, everyone. Your basic kind of Ray-Ban sunglass shape of a frame, but they
Yeah.
are white. Are they white all the way on the sides too?
I believe on the outside.
And black on the inside.
Yeah.
Okay. So on the outside they are white, but on the inside facing his face, they're dark. So it just adds a little bit of depth. A little depth to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
These are the least me. Like
yeah, those are not you. But I mean, not saying that they are bad. I mean, I like them. I do like them. But I would never think of you in white frames.
Yeah, like this might get worn like 3 times. Like I gotta be like really, really feeling myself that day. And it has to be like a real particular match to everything.
I mean, when you break out your white Dickies short set again, I guess this is probably where
we ready, baby. Mexico, I see you. You know? Here's my last ones.
Oh man. It gets crazier than the white frames.
Bang.
Whoop! Yes.
Hell
Wait,
yeah, baby.
Okay, so what is this color?
It's like a see-through yellow thing. Cause the material's kind of like that plastic. Like,
so
I don't know what
these are a little bit rounder. If you imagine a Ray-Ban sunglasses, but a little bit rounder on the corners. A little bit rounder up top and down below on the corners. It's not quite as blocky. In like a mustardy see-through color, like a mustard yellow, but you can kind of see through it a little, slightly translucent. Yeah. All right, I like these. Oh boy, how exciting!
Thank you.
These are going to really pop when you're wearing your all black on stage. That's the key. That's the jazzy part.
I needed some differences because like I wanted to like further the hat and sneaker matching, but I still like my Dickies era all black look. So I felt like this was just enough personality.
Right.
By the same token, way less ironing to look different. Yes,
for sure.
I love that.
And how does your family feel about these frames?
My daughter thinks I am trying too hard with the white and the yellow. She says, "Dad, that's crazy." My son insists I only wear the ones I have on now, the very first pair. He says that's just how you look. He's like, the other ones don't look like you.
Right.
Gabby liked all of them. She thought they were really cool. But I would say she preferred this and the yellow the most, the mustard yellow. She thought those worked. And I have like hats and sneakers that really work with that too. So she's like, yeah, I already see the look with that. She's like, the white is cool, but Def doesn't feel like you. Like I don't even know I don't think I've seen you wear white ever.
I truly don't know where that came from. I was not expecting white at all. But let me tell you something. And I'm trying to think if I've ever had white frames. I have not. I've had like in high school, maybe I had like pastel pink frames, and that's the closest to white. But they also had a pair that were like bright, like blood red. Yeah. So, I was all over the place. So on this last batch of frames that I bought like a pearly white one. And at first I was like, I don't know, man. I see a lot of people in this color frame and I don't think it's really the thing for me. I'm surprised at how often I would wear them. I don't wear them as much now because they're actually too big for my head. So if I turn my head too fast, they will fly across a room. So I got to get little chains to hang them. To keep them attached to me. And then I can put them back. But you may be surprised where you can pull those out. But I think, like as far as frames looking a little bit different, the pair that you have on now and the mustard ones the shapes are a little different on you. And that is weirdly just enough for people to be like, there's something going on.
Yeah, that's all. Keeping it fresh out here, baby. You know what I mean? Thank you.
Congrats.
I can't keep spending $500 on sneakers. Okay, I gotta make some sensible choices to keep the remixes going. I bought mainly because I did this because I bought too many Penny Hardaway sneakers the other day. Like way too many. Like I bought. So listen, I bought a pair of pennies that I wanted. The Air Penny 2 is my favorite sneaker ever. In particular in the original like colorways. But a pair of black one came out. I bought them, and There were 2 others that I liked, but I was like, let me put in a silly low bid, to see if I get these. And I won both of those.
Oh, wow.
Like 28 days later. So like I'd forgotten, like I'd already spent the money on other things. And then like I just get an email notification, stock accept X, somebody accepted your bid twice.
Oh.
So like I'm over here like talking to Gabby, yo, we gotta be money smart this month, you know what I mean? We're going to Mexico. And then like I get 2 notifications saying, yo, you spent $300 on these pennies. Yo, you spent another $300 on another pair of pennies.
Wow.
Straight up, back to back, like they hit me. But
oh my gosh.
Yeah, my penny game is crazy though, right now.
Well, that's good. Congrats
I'm excited
to you on that.
But yeah, Gabby's def tight with my sneaker game right now. So it got a little out of hand.
So.
But things happen, they match my glasses. I really think this is why you become a parent. So when you do things that are wrong, you can be like, yeah, but nobody can yell at me, Like as a kid, when you do wrong things, an adult checks you on it. And like as an adult, when you do those things, you got a freedom to it. But there's like extra freedom when you know that like you're still in charge of other people and you're doing like frivolously wrong things.
But then you should also take that next step of like, oh, all of those people can yell at me.
Yeah.
Like even if I'm technically in charge of them, they can all yell. They can all strike.
That's fair. Like that's fair. And like I'm not in charge of Gabby, so Gabby could yell. She's she's my peer in the leadership team.
Mm-hmm.
But like the kids can't say nothing yet. They could go in their rooms and like that's messed up. But I provide for them. They're good.
Yeah. Okay. This all really sounds like you're trying to justify buying 2 pairs of hairpins, and that's fine.
It is. It is. I got no argument. I'm sorry. Okay, you're right. I'm wrong.
It's just a fluke situation.
Yeah, I was hoping to come up with something because I lost already upstairs earlier, and if I had a new thing, I would have brought it up again. I'd have been like, "Hey, listen."
Yeah. Oh, right. No. Unfortunately, I can't help you. You just gotta. Well, at least you've got white frames to go with the sneakers.
That's it.
Just you're entering your Spike Lee era.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I need it for branding,
Yes, exactly.
There you go. My tax accountant, I'm letting you know now, I'm writing off a lot of Jordans and glasses this shit. Okay? These are all for work, okay?
I need all gosh, of these. I didn't think of that. Maybe I should do that with some of this stuff.
Oh, yeah. Let's get into the news.
Alrighty.
Probably the biggest news of the year. Apple says the iPhone will stop auto-correcting the F word to ducking with the new update. That's right. Apple will soon correct its autocorrect problem. The tech giant announced on Monday that a common texting frustration when ducking or duck is used to replace a very similar curse word has been addressed in an update set to debut later this year as part of its new iOS 17 iPhone software. In those moments where you just want to type a ducking word, well, the keyboard will learn it too, said the Apple Senior Vice President of Software Engineering, Craig Federaghi. The revamp is part of a big update to the intelligence of the iPhone keyboard, making it more accurate than ever. When it comes to speeding up your typing, predictive text already helps you quickly finish, add, or change a word. And now you'll get predictions in line as you type. Thank Duck for that, replied somebody about ducking time. I love the internet.
Oh, boy.
This is long overdue, yo.
I mean, yeah, I guess so. Because I'm so slow to text because I'm making sure that everything looks right that by the time I respond, people are like, what? That was 2 hours ago. Like, but I'm checking my punctuation. Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I'll tell you this: it doesn't for all the words it'll auto populate as you're typing. Either I don't use the N word enough, or it's just not. It's just like, no, you're gonna have to finish that. It will not finish that out for me, and I'm like, you know what? Good for you, Apple. You shouldn't know that word. You should make me type that out all the way.
Yo,
But I was
respect Apple.
typing something and I was typing that out in front of someone and they were like, you had to type that whole word out? You don't use it enough. And I'm like, well, no, I guess I don't. But that's a weird thing to notice.
Does that be the iPhone doesn't have erase, right?
I don't think so. I don't think it does.
Yeah. Like I
Yeah,
don't.
no, you have to train it. Although I wonder with names. I guess you do just kind of train it to pick up names or whatever.
Yeah. Like my
Like
name, it's learned.
it has not learned my name. Not my first name. My last name it has learned. But not my
Really?
first. Yeah. It everyone or what it does is it will give me the misspelled version of it. Because like I hit a K instead of an L, maybe they're right next to each other. So it
Okay.
thinks I'm Shalewa or something like that. So it won't it won't do it right. And I'm like, but no, my name's all the way through this. Like it's all the things. And it's like, well, we've never seen that word before.
Huh. Like I know your
Yeah.
name is spelled correctly on my Google Docs anytime I
Oh,
write
well,
it.
that's good.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, yo, they know what's up. I'll email you. You know, I got
right.
like there's enough files where like I've written your name that it learns, oh, he means this. You
Oh
know?
yeah. Oh, I guess this is what. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Google's got me, but Apple sometimes does not. And so I'm like, well, I mean, I guess that's fair. I also probably don't enter my name in it enough in all of the places it needs to be for it to be like, oh, this is Shalewa's phone. I'm just kind of just give me a puzzle game. When I pick up my phone more often than not, I just want a puzzle game.
You don't need to know who
You're
I
a
am.
toy.
Okay. Do your
So
job.
maybe I don't take it seriously. So
Oh
I have
man.
to re-examine my I guess my relationship with my phone. But I'm glad that fucking will be around.
Amen. Long overdue. In other news, business owners find that Gen Z workers are difficult, according to a study. That's right. A new study says older business owners and managers find workers in Generation Z difficult. Gen Z, born between 97 and 2013, is the youngest in the workforce right now. Survey through resumebuilder.com asked managers and business leaders about the group. Those who responded said Gen Z falls short on effort, motivation, and productivity. Uh, it went on to claim they're easily distracted, easily offended, and dishonest. I
Oh
like the
wow,
yo
wow.
dishonest is gangster. The first
I
two I kind of got,
know.
but wow, huh? Wink asked Gen Z members of the workforce in Southwest Florida to respond to these accusations. I like making money, said Iris Cavan. I find myself not wanting to work, but I've got to work. So I do what I got to do, said 27-year-old Kyle Wilson. But when I do, I'd rather do anything else. No, this is not what I want to be doing at all, to be honest. No, said 21-year-old Donald Yope. I love working, said 24-year-old Austin Kimball. I get up every day and do what I have to do. You need money, so I don't care at work. Said Jason Pierre Lewis. At work, I just gotta do it. Respect, okay. Oh man, you don't want to know about my friends. My friends don't like doing nothing, said Wilson. Yeah, I don't think this is whenever I read stuff like this, like I feel
Right.
like people forget being the youngest generation.
Yes.
Like I don't think you're supposed to care about a job when you're 17. Like if you do, you have real things going on in your life.
Right.
But for the most part, if you're 17, like, yeah, I got this job so I could buy more Jordans, more sneakers, so I could save up for a car. But this isn't my dream job. I'm not qualified for my dream jobs. I am 17 years old. Like whatever that you're willing to pay me to do, I promise you is not what I envision for my life. So pardon me if this isn't the most energetic worker you have here that needs his job. You know what I mean? I think it's very odd to expect that kind of like enthusiasm and energy for what's usually like manual labor gigs of a
Right.
kid. like they tend to be like grunt work, you know.
Yes.
And from people who are hopefully in a time of their life where they're not beholden to other responsibilities. Let them rock.
Further on in this, it asked older generations to weigh in on what they've seen from Generation Z. A 50-year-old named Sean Wilson said they don't have the drive. They don't want to work. They think everything's going to be handed to them, which no, I don't know about that. Another person, Frank Ferrari, said, I just think for whatever reason, they feel like it's all about quality of life and doing fun things, but I'm not sure they figured out that doing fun things costs money. Another woman, Linda Hughes, said just different work ethics. Maybe they've had it made too easy for them for too long. Maybe that's all they've ever known since they've been born. Jeez. All right, but didn't y'all raise them?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're 50 and you're talking about a 22-year-old, I mean, that's someone who's young enough to be your child. So like so that's one thing. It's just like, get out of here. Also, yeah, they're absolutely doing shit work. And I remember I'm 50 and I know what I was doing at 21, 22. And that wasn't my career.
Yeah.
I was paying bills. So yeah, no, I did not think my career was going to be working in a call center forever. I had no idea what my career would be, but I was pretty sure it wasn't going to be that.
Right.
That job was literally young people who needed to pay for whatever college things they needed to pay for if they were in college, or older people who had a second job.
Right.
Who came in at night. Or, you know what I mean? Or they, so it never was a collection of people who were just like, this is what I'm put here to do. And I love it. And I can't wait to come in every day to have people yell at you on the phone for 8 hours. Get out of here.
No.
Yeah. Who wants that? Yeah. I don't think this is a Gen Z kind of thing. Cause I remember being Gen X and people going, Gen X those kids, they don't do anything. They're a bunch of slackers. They called us slackers. Just because there was a movie called Slacker and a book called Generation X. Like, I remember just like, they don't want to do anything. It's all been handed to them and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, we literally have, the only thing handed to me was a key to the apartment so I could get me and my sister home and other kids home safely after school when I was like in 5th grade. That's what was handed to me.
My dad would be like, yo, you kids. And I'm like, I'm 18 years older than my siblings. Like, we not the same group. I have my own kids. Like,
right.
We're not even the same group of people. Like, you can't group us all together. All right. Yeah. I'm sure
it's just old people being grumpy about young people. Literally the same. And I'm shocked that this guy who's 50 talking about they think everything's going to be handed to them and they just need to get a job and all this stuff. And I'm like, bruh, you literally are Generation X. And they absolutely said this. They say the same thing about every generation. It's just old people, old man shaking fist at cloud.
Yo.
That's all it is. Like,
and also to be like, from my, as seeing the other end of it, like, embrace that era of you too. If you want to like shake your fist to the cloud, like if that's who you are, just understand that like it's not gonna get you anywhere because it didn't get the other old people anywhere. Like if you want to like spend some energy doing that, cool. Just know that the world gonna keep moving. Young people gonna be young people. Old people gonna be old people. You know what I mean?
I feel like I wouldn't say any of these things to a paper. Oh, these young kids, blah, blah, blah. I would say it and then laugh at myself for being so dumb. You know what I mean? These kids, they don't do the thing. And then I would sit still for like 5 minutes and I'd go, yeah, what am I talking about? They don't have to. The world's different. Like, and the minute that I stop sitting down and then realizing that this is literally the circle of life is when I'm done. You know, it's when I've done trying to like, not necessarily grow, but just like not like my mind has completely closed to everything.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be like that, but
my sister, she's like, my brother and sister are 22 and 23, and they'll be like, yeah, it's hard for me to do work the way that like I watch you or dad do, because like I have like friends that make like 20 grand a month on TikTok. And
Mhm.
I'm like, I hear you, but also know that that's every generation forever. Like when I graduated, when I was in college, I had friends that like dropped out and became real estate salesmen and timed it perfect where like they killed it and sold a shit ton of condos in Brooklyn. Or
Right.
my boy Chuck that like just said, fuck it, I'm playing poker for a living and still plays poker for a living. Yeah, that's there. You're every generation is gonna have that one off that followed the weird thing and it worked. But for the most part, the rest of us kind of just end up in the grind, homie.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I
Like,
don't.
as you're young, definitely chase the thing,
Yeah,
you know? Do it while you're still resilient. Um, I mean, get the job to pay the bills that you need to, but understanding that a job is to pay bills and not your sense of worth is something that I hope young people learn and keep with them.
yeah,
Because that's the hardest thing is like like attaching your worth to your job. That's it's hard, and it's hard to do because everything is attached to your job. People, when they meet you, what do you do? If you're sick, where's your health insurance coming through? Your job. Like all of these things are attached to that, so it's hard to not get your own personal self mixed in with
yeah,
it as well. But like, treating a job as a job is best. When you're at the job and they're talking about we're like family, don't believe that shit. Y'all ain't like family
real
unless you're literally related. And then you're still not like family because you're at work. Like that still can go sideways.
straight up.
So if young people are looking at jobs just like, I'm learning so much listening to them just like talk about work like this is just a job to do this, and I don't have to do these things and blah blah blah, and I'm like, yeah,
Oh
you
yeah.
don't. I don't either. But it's harder for me to put it in action because I'm like, yeah, but I do have a few things kind of wrapped up in it. So go out and do the things that you can while being as responsible as possible,
Yeah.
you know? But
Yeah, I like that. I will say, like, I feel like my dad and his generation viewed it as I am what my job is. And then
mhm,
I feel like I still think I'm my job, admittedly, but I
mhm,
feel the freedom to pursue non-traditional jobs. I think
right.
that's like that was the next step. And then
Yeah.
now we're seeing like a generation that's like, I happen to have a job and I am who I am.
Mhm.
I think that's kind of cool. They're like, because ideally what we'll have is like, if you have like a thing you do that's like your art, let's say, like you're like a painter. You could be someone that identifies as a painter, but you paint like 15 hours a week and you still have, I got a job. I work at, this place for 40 hours a week. That's how I pay my bills. But I identify as this thing I enjoy doing. I think that's like a happy medium. You got the thing that
Right.
pays your bills, but that's not your identity. Yeah.
Yeah, I identify as a comedian, but I am an office
Word.
manager
Yeah.
for, 36 hours a week or whatever. So, I don't know.
Straight up. No, I think that's like
Yeah.
the I think that's like a real like key to like life happiness, like figuring out how to separate those two things. Um
Mhm.
and like even when the opportunity presents itself to like make the thing you identify as your career, deciding if that's even what you want. I think there's a lot of people that shouldn't necessarily make the thing that you identify as your career. Like you might get more
Right.
joy
Yes.
not necessarily making that your full-time thing.
Exactly. And that honestly is not something that's limited to Generation Z. That's something that is just young people getting older. Like
Word.
that whole struggle will be happening like no matter what. That's I having those discussions when I'm in my 20s. I absolutely remember having those discussions of just like, I mean, what do I do and who am I and all that kind of stuff. And then just making that transition, like everyone does that.
Yeah.
So to be so like I mean, I guess you could also say it, then it makes sense to be 50 something and be like, get a job, long hair. But I am just kind of like, yeah, no, I know, but that's if I'm going to continue to, if that's a thing that I didn't like when I was younger, why would I like it now? Even as I have moments of it,
Yeah.
I am like, oh, these are the moments where you're just like, you kids. But recognize that for it in the moment and then take your 5 minutes and then just go, well, I mean, this is just how this works.
Word.
You know? And then still try to be as true to your spirit as you can, even if it takes you a while to figure out what your spirit is.
I like it. Yo, if you would like more uplifting episodes of the War Report,
then you're gonna have to get 2 more hosts because that took it all out of me.
That's a one-off.
I'm Grumpy Gus for the rest of the year.
All you gotta do is like and subscribe, baby. If you're an Apple and Spotify listener, we appreciate your ratings. 4 stars. You kind of know that's all we got. We will be back to our usual antics next week. 5 stars, you get it, and that was enough for you. Okay. All right. If you need more motivation, just replay this episode again, and that's fine. We're okay with that. You can start. If you have any articles you want us to cover, please DM us directly on Twitter and Instagram at Silky Jumbo, at Gastor Almonte. Shout outs this week to the homie Lori McDaniel. Always appreciate your articles. With all that said, I am admittedly feeling like less stressed, more relieved. I'm about to turn on some incense, Gastor Almonte. With I assume, I don't know why, I feel like you have really good candles. Shalewa Sharpe.
I mean, I'm waiting on a shipment of candles right now that I ordered. I swear it was going to be my last impulse buy, but I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I'm waiting on some candles right now. We'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I have a lot of them. I don't know if they're good, but I have a lot of them.
I can't buy candles because like all the candles that I like, oh, this smells good. It's just something that's delicious. And then I just like, now I'm just hungry. So,
yeah, no, there's a little bit of that. I definitely have one on the way that's like an iced lemon cake. That I'm like, that was a dumb idea. Was I hungry? Now I got to make sure I have snacks in the house when I burn that candle.
Candles are the end of it for diabetics, yo. And we back to ourselves again.
There we are.
Enjoy the uplifting episode of the War Report. Catch y'all next time. Peace.